This is April 15th, traditionally tax day across the U.S., but the deadline has been pushed back to May 17th, the second year in a row that the deadline has moved because of the pandemic. That means procrastinators, you get an extra month to get your taxes done. Having an extra month, how can you take advantage of that? Are there any benefits to waiting to file? Here to talk more about that is Pierre, certified public accountant and CEO of Pierre Accounting. Thank you for joining us, Pierre. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Now, what are some of the ways that people can take advantage of this extra month to file?
Okay, that's a great question. So there have been some recent changes with the tax bill. For instance, if you had received unemployment benefits, the good news is that according to the new tax law signed on March 11th by President Biden, if your income is $150,000 or under, the first $10,200 if you're single is tax-free, and if you're married filing joint, the first $20,400. If you already filed your taxes and you did receive unemployment, the IRS will mail you your taxes back on that if you qualify on those thresholds in May. So that's one big item that's come from the extension.
With the benefits and the stimulus plans that are out there, there's a lot that individual filers can miss. They may not be experts. Is this a year where it may be worth them spending that money on having somebody, a tax preparer or professional, help them out because of these special programs?
Absolutely. And, and another example that I have is, we have a client in San Diego, for instance. They received stimulus money, but they had a newborn child in November. They didn't get the payment for the newborn child in November 2020, but we were able to get them the stimulus they missed as the recovery rebate credit on their tax return. So they got an extra $1,100 for the child. And once the return is accepted, they'll get an additional $1,400 benefit later this year, as it stated in the bill that if you didn't receive all your stimulus and you qualify, you'll receive it within 90 days of the tax day or September 1, whichever sooner.
So that's money coming to you that is likely going to cover that tax bill that you paid somebody to prepare your taxes.
Absolutely.
It's an investment, right? This is a little longer term. We're looking at the microscope right now with this deadline. What about the telescope? What about long-term tax planning? How important is it for individuals out there to make a future tax plan?
Oh, it's definitely important. You want to do some tax planning because, for instance, if you happen to have a net operating loss that flows through to your individual tax from 2020, a tax professional such as myself is allowed to carry it back 5 years, and any taxes that you paid in 5 years, that loss can get you that money back for 5 years. And for some of our clients, that was about $300,000 out here in San Diego recently.
Planning like that is a big deal. We only have about 30 seconds left. I don't want to repeat this too much, but I know somebody who benefited from this. Even people who have the easiest, simplest of taxes this year may have missed a lot of money coming back to them, right?
Absolutely, because for instance, if you qualify for the earned income credit, the IRS is allowing you to select either 2019 income or 2020, whichever one is advantageous to you. So there's a lot of opportunities out there to get money into your pocket. You don't want to leave anything on the table, Uncle Sam. This is rare for our government to give this kind of money out to individuals and businesses.
Yeah, make sure you get yours. Pierre, CEO of Pierre Accounting, thank you so much for spending some time sharing some wisdom with our viewers. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for having me.